Science Network for the strong, not the weak.
Michael Jordan, Russell Westbrook, and LeBron James. These are some of the names that get consistently brought up whenever there is a discussion about who is the greatest athlete in NBA history. I'm not talking about their accomplishments as a player or even their skill set, but just about pure athletic ability. Strong arguments can be made for each of these players, but to me, none of their abilities stack up against my candidate for the title of greatest athlete in NBA history. Now, to be considered for this title, a player needs to have a combination of impressive traits. He must be fast, he must be strong, he must be quick, he needs to be able to soar through the air with his incredible leaping ability, and finish with remarkable power at the rim. He needs to have athletic abilities that are awe-inspiring to both fans and his teammates. One man embodied these skills more than any other player in NBA history: Wilt Chamberlain. Now, before you start to rage and spam the comment section with all your disagreements, let's first take an in-depth look at the man Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt the Stilt is one of the most controversial players in all of NBA history, despite the fact that throughout his career he continuously put up otherworldly numbers. Fans continuously have a difficult time agreeing about anything regarding this man's marvelous career. He's a 2-time NBA champion, a 4-time league MVP, 13-time NBA All-Star, 7-time All-NBA First Team, 7-time scoring champion, 11-time rebounds leader, and 1 year he led the NBA in assists just for the heck of it. He averaged 50.4 points per game and 25 rebounds per game in 1962, and he scored 100 points in a single game. Wilt literally holds more NBA records than I have time for in this video. This freak of a man dominated the NBA statistically like no player has in the history of the game. Numerous fans, often of the older generation, still see Wilt Chamberlain as the NBA's greatest player of all time, and yet there is a large number of fans who think that at his best, Wilt Chamberlain would be just an average center in today's NBA. So why is this? Why is it with all of his awards and achievements, spectators, fans, and analysts can't come to an agreeable conclusion on just how great Wilt Chamberlain was? Well, for one, the NBA in the 1960s and early 70s was very, very different from today's NBA. Many feel that the modern athlete is greater than athletes of generations past. There is definitely some truth to this. With modern technology and training methods, today's general athlete is stronger and faster than his predecessors. I never like this argument, though, when used against athletes of the past, because even if Wilt Chamberlain played in today's NBA, wouldn't he be able to use the same equipment, supplements, technology, and training methods to further enhance his abilities? Of course he would. If anything, this argument just makes me more impressed with what Wilt was able to do without modern technology. So yeah, I was never a big fan of this argument. And second, what doesn't help Wilt's case and makes him seem more like a myth or a fairy tale legend was the fact that the guy might have been a little bit of a self-promoting exaggerator. Wilt, it's the year 1997. How many points would you average in a game in today's NBA?
I honestly think that if I played right now versus my time, I'd average 70 points more.
70 points? As in 7-0? Wow, that's impressive, Wilt. How about your amazing vertical leap? Just how high are you getting off of your jump?
I'm getting 50 inches off of the ground on a vertical.
50 inches? So Michael Jordan, Spud Webb, and Vince Carter and their mere 40-inch vertical leaps got nothing on you? Well, that's crazy, Wilt. You know that Michael Jordan guy was pretty good too. How would he have done if he had played in your playing days, Wilt?
You think he'd have been crushed, is what you're saying?
I don't think. I know you've been crushed.
I see. I imagine you get a lot of ladies being as impressive as you are, Wilt. How many women do you think you've slept with?
20,000.
20,000, right.
Needless to say, everything that came out of Wilt's mouth had to be taken with a major grain of salt. There are other crazy stories that others have said about things Wilt Chamberlain was able to do, but I won't be touching on all of those because honestly, some of those are hard for me to believe. I have a hard time believing that Wilt Chamberlain fought off a mountain lion with his bare hands. I have a hard time believing that Wilt Chamberlain dunked a basketball so hard that he broke the defender's toe with a basketball when it struck his foot. You see, it's easy to see why people in today's day have such a difficult time taking his achievements seriously when it's so hard to take anything Wilt said about himself seriously. But even with all of that being said, and many of those stories aside, I still believe there is an overwhelming amount of evidence that prove that Wilt Chamberlain was the most incredible athlete in NBA history. The evidence takes us as far back as Wilt's days in high school. In his early years, Wilt wasn't too interested in basketball, claiming it was a game for sissies. His original passion was actually track and field, and in it, he dominated his high school peers. As a 6'11" freshman in high school, Wilt began to display his amazing athletic abilities. He high jumped 6 feet 6 inches. He ran 440 yards in 49 seconds. His shot put was measured at 53 feet 4 inches, and he broad jumped 22 feet. For those of you who don't understand track and field measurements, just know that these measurements were incredibly impressive, especially when you consider that they were done by a 6'11" high school student. Wilt eventually fully turned to basketball, but not before continuing his track dominance into his college days. As a Kansas Jayhawk, Wilt ran a 40-yard dash in 4.6 seconds. To help put that in perspective, LeBron James ran a 4.6 in 2012, which was the prime of his career. Wilt Chamberlain in college was as fast, if not faster, than a prime LeBron James. Wilt ran a 100-yard dash in 10.9 seconds, shot putted 56 feet, triple jumped over 50 feet, and he even won the high jump in the Big 8 Track and Field Championships 3 years in a row. Several teammates throughout Wilt's career said that Wilt could jump so high that he was able to grab a quarter off the top of the backboard. All of these athletic abilities Wilt displayed were utterly remarkable, but to do them as a man of his stature, as a 7'1" powerful tower of a specimen, is completely unheard of. These incredible accomplishments show the speed, agility, and leaping ability of Chamberlain, but one of the qualities he was most revered for was his power. There are an insane amount of stories concerning the monstrous displays of strength from Wilt. On several different accounts, people said that they witnessed Wilt bench press 500 pounds, although according to Wilt, he could do 600 pounds. Again, take that with a grain of salt. He could deadlift 625 pounds and clean and jerk nearly 400 pounds. Former player and opponent of Wilt, Paul Silas, said this about an interaction with Wilt on the court. All of a sudden, I felt an enormous vice around me. I was 6'7", 235 pounds, and Wilt had picked me up and turned me around and said, "We're not going to have any of that stuff." Also, Bob Lanier, a 6' 10" 270 pound center who was often burdened with the task of guarding Wilt, was asked in a questionnaire what was his most memorable moment of his entire career, and Lanier said, "When Wilt Chamberlain lifted me up and moved me like a coffee cup so he could get into a favorable position." One of Wilt's many nicknames was Goliath, and he certainly lived up to it. His astonishing strength, speed, leaping ability, and quickness alone would be enough to give him the title of greatest NBA athlete to ever live. But he had another quality to even further his legend, and that was his unmatched stamina. In today's modern NBA, players take regular breaks throughout games to sustain themselves and preserve some energy for the moments that matter most. In fact, many of the league's premier players have been known to take entire nights off to protect their health and preserve themselves for the playoffs. Many often referred to it as load management. This concept would have been laughable to Wilt Chamberlain, who very rarely needed to take any breathers. For example, in the 1962 NBA season, the same season he averaged 50 points and 25 rebounds, Wilt Chamberlain averaged a staggering 48.5 minutes per game. That's an average of more minutes than there are in a standard 48-minute game. This was possible because of the overtime games he played that season that increased his minutes per game. To put Wilt's 48.5 minutes in context, last year, Paul George led the league in minutes per game at 36.9. Once in an 80-game season, Wilt played 79 complete games and didn't rest once. He missed only 8 minutes of the 80th game because he had been ejected by the referee. Other than that, he played every single moment of every game that entire season. Frank McGuire, the once head coach of Wilt Chamberlain, was quoted to say, "When Wilt came in to join the team, I asked him how long he'd like to play, and Wilt said, 'Forever.' I almost fell out of my chair. I said, 'No, Wilt, in a game.' And he said, 'I don't ever want to come out of a game.' And so he didn't." With all of this being said, take a moment to imagine having to guard a player who stood 7 foot 1 inches tall, who had a 7 foot 8 inch wingspan, who had speed like LeBron James, power like Shaquille O'Neal, and the ability to leap through the roof like Russell Westbrook. And, oh yeah, he never went to the bench. It sounds like you might be burdened with guarding Wilt Chamberlain. All of Wilt's accomplishments, stats, and awards solidify his place among the greatest NBA players of all time. As far as who the greatest NBA player of all time is, well, you'll have to check out my GOAT series for that one. This video is about who the greatest NBA athlete is, a combination of athletic abilities like speed, power, and durability lead me to believe that Wilt Chamberlain was without question the greatest athlete in NBA history.
It's your boy D Greatest from South Central. Tune in on Sunday for Sunday Night Love Jones, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and on Mondays for Monday Night Love Jones, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for good music, good conversation, and good vibes. It's all about the love. Yeah, man.
Get involved to get a job, man. Bum ass niggas.
Thank you for joining us once again. It's on. You are listening to Built for This Network. I am HRap B. This is the End of the Bench podcast hosted by HRap B. And today, Big Illinois. Joe is he's traveling right now. He's leaving Chicago, going back to Houston. Happy birthday to the brother Joe. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in today. It's important that you tune in. We got a lot to say. As I do every week, I want to remind you, this is a podcast. And what a podcast means is this is on-demand entertainment. You do not have to sit here and listen to each and every minute of the show. You can always come back at a later time by using Spreaker.com, which you're currently on, YouTube at Built for This Network Radio, and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, and Podcast Addict, or wherever you download your podcast from. Please subscribe, rate, and leave a comment. Now, with that being said, leave a 5-star comment. It was taught to me that you should respect your ancestors anytime you are publicly speaking. So I always acknowledge my family, living and who have transitioned. So that's everybody in the Whitmore family, the Pollard family, the Turner family, the Battle family, the Cotton family, the Harper family, the Bailey family, the Chris family, Lansdowne, Ligon, Duncan, and everybody knows me, my mother, my father, my sisters are the Williams clan. We're in the building. And as you already heard, we got the big homie, Big Illinois in the building. Family on time. He won't be docked this week, but we will see how they go.
What's going on, man? What's going on, everyone? Again, happy birthday, brother Joe.
Happy birthday to the good brother Joe Williams. Made the big 3-4 It's always good. He's going to be missed, but we definitely will pick up the slack for him. Before we get started, talk to me about your week, brother. How's it been going? Good news, bad news, indifferent?
Man, it's been all right, man. Hung out with the fellas for a minute Saturday, man.
Let's not talk about Saturday. Now, hey, man, before we get the show started, I want to say go to hell, Polson, Illinois. Go to hell, Polson, Illinois, in a small town. My main man, Jack from Cigar 365, y'all hear us promoting all the time. He lives there. It's a bunch of crooks that run that town. All y'all can go to hell, jump in the river. All right, finish big one. Talk about the Saturday. I'm saying that going forward, I'm saying that on every show that we have until somebody. Hey, for real, bro. I reached out to the state's attorney, the Secretary of State, both senators, and the governor.
Hey, man, I ain't mad at you because that's some crap, man.
Dude, you know, at the end of that, man, it cost me $800.
Wow.
So yeah, dog, that's some BS, man. That's some straight up garbage. But not to interrupt you, man, but no, that's some BS, man. Finish what you're saying. It's a pretty good week.
Yeah, pretty good week so far, man. You know, I played hooky from work yesterday. Actually, I punched in, but then I didn't feel like working, so I told them I wasn't feeling good.
Hey, man.
You know how that is.
Yeah, hell yeah. I've been playing hooky because they still got my ride. Well, they working on my ride now, so it's all good, man. Yeah, man, it's pretty good, man. We had a good time at Jack Crib talking crazy. Man, if it weren't for the crooked ass police, opposed to Illinois, a trash town, worst town in the state of Illinois, a bunch of goofballs running. Let me tell you, before we get into the show, man, let me tell you how they some straight clowns. You saw that erroneously. You were witness to the damn crime. You saw when you got out on the passenger side of my ride. You didn't get out into nobody's driveway. They said I parked.
I didn't see no driveway, but I mean, according to the spot that was empty, we was in somebody's driveway.
No, that was behind us because remember when we came out, it was a gray car parked right where mine was. So
yeah, don't see us parking in though. We wasn't even drunk or nothing. We didn't start drinking, so
exactly.
Yeah, they was on some crap. Man.
So they traditionally charge you for the toll fee. Okay, I'm cool. Y'all, I see what y'all on. Y'all gonna jam me up, man. Y'all jam me up for the toll. Get this. You charge me for towing my ride. And then you charge me for putting the car on the tow truck.
For putting the what?
Yeah. You charge me for towing the car. And then you charge me what is called a winch fee for having to put the car on the tow truck. So before I even pay the city, I got to pay y'all $463. Madness. Wow. So yeah, man, it's insane, man. It's cool, whatever. But I will get some restitution some way, somehow. If I got to just drive past those eggs that y'all had, understand I did. HRap did it. If some eggs get through at y'all, that was me. I'm just letting y'all know right now. I'm already out here.
Hey, next time you got to park in Jack's Park.
Right.
Little driveway.
Right. We got to park in Jack driveway next time we kicking back. That's madness, man. People out here, man. Come on, man. It's the ultimate hustle. Every chance they get, it's another hustle. But and that's why I said, man, Jack, man. I was like, hey, Jack, I ain't coming back out here, man. Then I thought about it, man. Why would I cheat myself kicking it with one of the guys, kicking around good people because the city is crooked? Nah, man, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna cheat myself out of good people because it's hard to find good people. Shit. So, no, I ain't finna do that.
I mean, because I remember I used to do the parking tickets for the city of Chicago, so I know how this shit goes.
Yeah, man. Them motherfuckers, man, they shot me through the grease, something serious. But it's cool. It's cool. Y'all won. It's like Eddie Murphy. You got me with my mouth open. You got me? My mouth was open, yeah. But it's cool, man. But with that being said, man, before, as we start the show, I want to send salutes out, man. This dude got shot through the grease, drugged through the mud, or however you want to describe it, 3 years ago when he became a partner in the Florida Marlins. Now he is the CEO and the president of baseball operations for the Miami Marlins. And I want to give it up to Derek Jeter, man, because when he took over that team, he dismantled it. He erased everybody from the scrolls and said, "Hey, we not using any of these players that we have. We're gonna start from the bottom and work our way up." Everybody laughed at him. Everybody said, "Oh man, fuck him. He don't know what he's doing. Look at him. He's ruining the team." Here it is, 3 years later. Big ups to Derek Jeter and the Miami Marlins for being in the playoffs. Derek Jeter showing people I know what the hell I'm doing. Big ups to that. Speak on that, bro, if you want to.
Oh man, it's a good shot, man. Because we thought they was gonna be terrible, like the Pittsburgh Pirates type terrible.
Yeah.
But they was competing. They was even competing really last year, though.
Yeah.
They just didn't have the horses. I mean, because they got a decent manager in Don Mattingly, so they wasn't gonna do as bad. But yeah, man, they've been working on actually them and Toronto is doing good, but we're gonna get into those teams. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's the next topic. But I just, I wanted to talk about that right off the bat, simply because, man, mainstream media ain't paying attention to that. I don't want to hear nothing about no damn bubble, because everybody was playing under the exact same circumstances, and his team is doing well enough to be playing when y'all teams are not. So, man, it's just it just further proof. Well, you disagree with me on this behalf, but this is further proof why brothers need to stop trying to be motherfucking in management on these teams and CEOs and all this stuff, unless you got a ownership stake in it, and start going to some of them HBCUs and being athletic directors and being presidents of universities, man. Because at the end of the day, man, they getting shot through the grease, bro. Because Derek Jeter just showed you, I can walk into a situation, tear it all the way down, and build it back up. And like you said, I hired Don Mattingly, who come from a winning tradition, the Yankee tradition, and I hired him, and I obviously put the right people and the right scouts in the right positions, and here we are. This ain't the Chicago Bears, this ain't the Chicago Cubs, this ain't Chicago White Sox, where you got to wait 25, 30 years between fucking playoff positions and all this and all that. Most of our preteen years, the White Sox and the Cubs weren't shit. Hell, the White Sox and Cubs we was 13-10 by the time they was worth a fuck. So, hey man, 25, 30 years, and they showing you, if you give a brother a shot, he'll be able to be successful in regards to that shot. Big ups to him one more time, man. Show their ass dead. I mess around by me a Marlins hat.
They the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, they Miami Marlins. They not the Florida Marlins no more.
Yeah, man, but this big up to those teams. The Marlins, the Blue Jays. Look at Tampa Bay, man.
Tampa Bay.
Number one seed in the whole AL, man.
Right. It's just showing you, man. I mean, we all, we grew up drinking the Cowboys, the Yankees, the Dodger, Kool-Aid, all them big name teams. We drinking the Kool-Aid. But, hey, man, these other teams, they trying to do what the hell they doing, too. And big ups to them, man, and not just sitting around waiting on shit to happen. And, what's funny to me? It's only, and I'm going to say something positive about the Yankees. It's only bad when the Yankees buy players, but when the rest of the league buy players, they just doing what they do. But they ain't doing it, And they ain't buying their players. They ain't doing nothing. What they doing is developing talent. And the people in those towns need to take their ass to the stadiums because you begged and kissed ass and you paid all that tax money, gave all them tax breaks for these stadiums. The least you can do is go patronize the motherfucker, man.
Exactly, man. But that's why I don't understand the whole attendance thing with the White Sox, man. They got the ballpark is nice.
Yep.
They got actually, you know what? I haven't been to Wrigley Field since they rehabbed it, so I don't know. I know their food used to be disgusting in that joint.
Damn.
But the White Sox had the better concessions. But I mean, I don't know how it is now since they actually rehabbed it.
Well, I'll
probably go there in a couple of years.
Well, I ain't gonna be there no time soon. But you know what it was with the White Sox? It was just simple racism. There was surrounded by a whole bunch of black folks, and Chicago, one of the most racist cities in America. Let's just go ahead let's just keep it real, man. Before we move on, or as we move on, congratulations to the Houston Astros. Oh yeah, racism don't exist, right? Sorry, Stephen A. We made a mistake. Racism does exist. They pocket the money instead of getting good players. Shout out to number one Chief Rocker because he's 10 million% correct, because that's exactly what they do. They put their money in their pocket. The people in Chicago who own these teams. Actually, outside of maybe 90 professional teams in sports, outside 90 of the big three, and out of those 90. It's only like 15 of them team owners, that's trying to win all the time. If you ask me, I mean, I don't see it. I don't see more than I don't see more than 90 teams trying to win in sports throughout the United States of America. If you do, let me know. But according to me, I don't see it.
No, I mean, because it wouldn't be as every year when you have these teams that's always sticking within the first city.
Yeah, man, because
I mean, it's like, I know we use on baseball, but like the Falcons, for instance, they got a team full of first round draft picks as far as the offensive line.
Yeah, and they still can't block shit.
And all that. And I mean, you're supposed to be good, but you can't use some of that capital to build you a defense, man.
Yeah, man, motherfuckers is crazy, man. I feel it's crazy. But with that being said, man, let's give big ups to first and foremost the Houston Astros for winning today, and my personal team, the team I root for, the Chicago White Sox, for winning today, starting off the playoffs. The playoffs in Major League Baseball start today. This is the time where even most people who are not baseball fans, they pay attention. What do you think about the playoffs this year? And outside of your team, obviously you root for your team, the Cubs. What do you see happening?
Man, this is the best time. You got the NFL. Well, hockey is over. I wasn't really watching this shit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not even going to pretend I was going to watch it.
NCAA. And this extended or expanded baseball thing, this is going to be off the chain, man.
Yeah. It's going to be something, man, because you're looking at a situation whereas the best time in baseball is in regards to watching. College football is always good. Basketball is going to start up. College basketball is potentially about to start up. And football is already up and going. So man, I'm really looking forward to this Major League Baseball playoff thing. Because only thing I hate about it is if this works, you know they finna go to this permanently.
Yeah.
They about to go to this permanently. And that's one of the things I like about baseball. Everybody don't get in. The best part is everybody don't go and get in. And it's just not a free ride.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And they trying to do things to speed up the game, so to try to make it so that a lot of younger people will get into it as far as watching it. But I mean, I love baseball. That's my favorite sport.
Well, the reason I believe younger people don't watch baseball, it ain't got nothing to do with the game and the speed. If you ask me, the reason I think younger people don't watch baseball is because their asses, they done pretty much made all these sports rich people games. You got to play traveling baseball. You got to play AAU. You got to play. It got to be something else. It ain't just go play anymore. When we came up, it was just go to the corner, go to a lot and play. Go to the basketball court and play. But now, you don't hear it. You don't see it. You can't feel it. And if I got to travel around the country to play baseball, how the hell you expect me to be good?
Yes. It's easier for basketball because you don't have to do all of the equipment with basketball.
Right. That's why they can't exclusively make that one that way. But the other ones, they got it. I'm on app. Yep. Yep, man. It's just, Rocky said there ain't been this much sports in September in his 59 years of living. Hey, man, that's a good thing. Well, it's the one good thing we have coming out of this 2020 year. If you're into sports, hell, you might get into sports this year because where the hell else you gonna go?
Right, because basketball after this is not starting back up. They say it's probably the first week of January or Christmas, right?
Yeah, they talking about Christmas, January. I think that's when baseball should start.
When the season starts anyway, though, if you think about it.
Right, I think that's when it should start, period.
For the traditional basketball, because the Christmas games used to be the kickoff.
Right, that's like the unofficial start. And if you start your season at Christmas, like now, man, like even without the COVID, if the NBA Finals was in July, what difference is it gonna make? June, July, because ain't nobody watching TV at that point. Reruns are on. Nobody starting up no new season. The whole thing is wide open.
Right.
So
only sport that they compete with is baseball.
Right. A sport that don't have a lot of viewership until the end of the summer. So if you don't have a lot of viewership until the end of the summer, why wouldn't you take advantage of that?
Yeah. They taking advantage of it next year.
Hey, they may as well, because this shit gonna be around for a minute. Rocky said he thinks the sports is keeping people from getting the virus. It's keeping some people, because a lot of these people getting too lax with this shit because they comfortable now. It ain't scary no more. It ain't scary no more because it's to the point. Yeah, it's getting to the point where, to me, where since your little cousin ain't dying no more, they just getting sick and then getting better. You ain't scared no more, but fuck that. I'm scared. I'm not playing with this shit. I'm still at number 3 in regards to friends not being here. I ain't trying to get the 4, and I ain't trying to add to nobody else's damn numbers.
Yeah.
Alright, man. I don't want to be no statistic under no circumstance. Because this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy as hell. Let's go over these teams, man. Who out here? We already said the Astros and the White Sox won. Rays versus the Jays. I know J. Ron gonna have a whole lot to talk about. And who you got? You know, J. Ron. Hey, J. Ron. Actually, man, you can't claim the Blue Jays into Canada open back up. They the Buffalo Blue Jays.
Yeah, they kicked them out of Canada, man.
So you ain't none of that. Hey, J. Ron. You still rooting for the man. You're rooting for an American team now, man. You might as well be a Cleveland Indian fan.
Yeah. You know what? Can we still pick those teams though that already won? Because they only got to win one more game.
Well, I'm going with my boys anyway. My boys won, so I'm good.
Okay, so I'm gonna agree with you with the Sox because I got a funny feeling that they bats gonna wake up because they've been slumping the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, since they clinched that playoff spot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick the Sox with you on that one.
Okay.
Houston and Minnesota. Actually, Donaldson didn't even get on the roster because I think he got a bad calf or something.
Something going on with him.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. And plus, Houston still should be able to compete, even though they haven't had Verlander all year. But those cats are still hit, man. But I'm still rolling with Minnesota on that.
I'm going with the Twins too because of Tube. He they heart and soul, and that motherfucker can't hit a fastball to save his life.
Man, that's something with those ex MVPs, man.
Yeah.
Chris Bryant, Altuve, buddy from Milwaukee. What's his name?
I know you're talking about Puig. What he got a funny name?
Christian Yelich.
Yeah, Yelich. I wanted to call him Yasiel Puig, but I knew that wasn't his name.
Yeah, all them batting, they ain't even batting their weight.
Yeah, don't get up. Hey, Mookie's still hitting.
Oh yeah, he killing, man. That I was mad when I saw him sign because I was like, man, I hope the Cubs throw $300 million at the right person. But Dodgers was like, ain't nothing happening, buddy.
Hey, but you know what? When you trade, I don't care what nobody say. When you give up the type of player and cachet that they gave up for that dude was signed when they traded him. They asked him, where are you going to re-sign? And we'll send you there and make them, and we're going to fleece them for it. Because it ain't nobody in the history of the earth that's going to give up that much draft capital and farm system capital and then say, well, we hope. Ain't no hope with that.
But you know what's crazy, though, with the Cubs? This to be the last year that if this team don't win this year.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, just think about 2 or 3 years ago, me saying this would have been, you'd be like, get the hell out of here. They can't get too much for these people on this team no more, man.
Right. Because you'd have thought the Cubs would have been raking in the dough for anybody they traded 5 years ago.
The only people that they got, Yu Darvish got trade value now.
Yeah, he finally woke up. It must be close to the end of his contract or something.
No, not yet.
No.
It's only his third year, and I think he signed, a 5-year deal?
Oh, okay. I thought he signed a 4 with an option.
He can opt out, so...
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See, he got a 4 with an option. That's why he focused now. Because he's trying to trick another group of people out of that money.
Because I would rather them, if he don't opt out, I would trade him. To me, I would trade him. And Lester, I'm sorry. I mean, you helped win us a championship. It's time for you to you're like a 1 or 2 inning pitcher now.
Yeah, it's over. It's over, buddy.
Javi, if I can get something for Javi, eat it. Chris Bryant.
Damn, Bryant too? I don't know.
Because I don't see myself keeping him on the payroll for $30 to $40 million a year, man. He's not hitting, man.
You don't think this is...
You think he hurt a lot now?
Yeah.
But no, I can't do it.
Damn. So they finna be the motherfucking 85 Cubs.
I mean, if you still have Hendricks leading the rotation, you got Rizzo ain't going nowhere. Rizzo's gonna
he gonna retire, Cub. Yeah, he here.
The catcher, I keep calling him Castillo over that thing.
Castillo.
the catcher, man, I keep giving him a bad name, man. But he got much better as a catcher because he's fucking calling games. But I think he should retire a Cub, or at least be there for the next 4 or 5 years. Other than that, there's nobody else because
the cover is been
wishy-washy. Yeah, I said wishy-washy.
Yeah, hey man, that's how you been.
Jason Hayward. I mean, we stuck with that contract.
Boy, he. You know what, man? They should just tell what's his name, Epstein. Look, you just do the scouting. We'll do the free agents. Because you suck at us, free agents, Sam. Going back to Boston, he sucked.
I mean, if they do trade like Chris Bryant, for instance, they're not going to be able to get the same haul that they would have got maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, hell no. That shit is over. That Chris Bryant, that value for Chris Bryant shit is over.
Because I think they only got, I think he only got 1 more year of arbitration. Him, Javi, Wilson. I think I got the catcher got 1 more year.
Well, you know he gonna turn up this year.
If you can get Javi on like a deal where you pay him like maybe say 4 years, $100 million, for instance, I'll keep Javi for that amount.
Yeah.
But as far as like having those constraints like they got now, or they claiming they got now, nah, this team not gonna win like that, man.
No.
Got too many holes in their reputation.
It's gonna be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. I hope they don't break them up.
Man, I didn't get off of what we
Oh no, it's all good. We having a conversation, man.
One of the hardest series to actually pick is that Cleveland and New York one.
I wonder who Chief Rocker gonna pick.
That's Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber. I'm sorry, but Bieber from Cleveland. That dude is the truth, man.
That dude is nice. Sugar Shane Bieber or Bieber or whatever his name is. That dude is nice. Who you got in that series though? Gun to your head, homie. Gun to your head.
I'm going with the Yankees, man. I mean, with the way that lineup can kill, and all they need is the first 2 starters to do something.
But
I got the Yankees on that one.
Garrett Cole ain't no punk either, though. That's the thing.
That's what I said. They all they need is the first 2 starters to do good. They offense should be able to pick them up or carry them through a lot of games.
No. So that's gonna be an interesting series. And again, if the ratings is up there, they are going to keep this shit the way it is. They are not going to change this at all. Garrett Cole, Bieber. I'm gonna go with them stanky Yankees too, man. I kind of want to go with my division rival Cleveland Indians and just keep it NL Central hard. But you know, at the end of the day, man, when we grew up, you was either Cowboys or unless you lived there, you was either Cowboys or Steelers fan. You was either Yankee fan or Dodger fan. So I like Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson is the reason I played baseball in the first place. So I always kind of lean towards the Yankees unless they about to lose to the White Sox. Then of course I go with the White Sox. The homie D Gray said, "Go Dodgers, go Lakers, go Cowboys, go USC, go Clemson." Hey, D Gray, I liked all those teams, but I'm gonna need you to go. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. But
JB.
Yes, sir.
Toronto/Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo versus Tampa. Yeah. Who you got?
I got Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rays too. We got the Real Sox and the A's. We got the Real Sox. Dodgers Brewers. I think the Dodgers will cakewalk their ass.
Yeah, I don't see nobody beating the Dodgers.
The Padres got a slim chance. Speaking of that, they got to get past the Cardinals. Who you got? The Cardinals or the Fathers?
I got You know what, man? I'm gonna go with the grandfathers, man.
Damn, you're going with the father. I got to go with the Cardinals. That's another one of those things that when you was a kid, you watched all the time. That's how I ended up being a Raider fan, because the Bears game went off at 12, and every Sunday they had a Raider game on NBC. So you thought I lived in Oakland. But the Cubs versus the Jeters.
Well, I gotta ride with my team.
I'm going with the Cubs too. I don't think the Jeters ready, but shout once again, like we did at the top of the show. Shout out to Derek Jeter. Everybody doubted him. Everybody called him crazy. Everybody said he didn't know what the hell he was doing. And guess who know what he's doing now? Derek Jeter. And we got the Braves against. I was gonna say what old boy said. They got him fired in between innings, but
I'm going with the Reds.
I'm gonna go with the Reds too. I ain't gonna. I want to repeat what he said, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't like now. Come on, man. You got to pick one team if you want to participate in that. Chief Rocky, you know you're a baseball fan. Your black ass don't hit. Call 605-313-4379. Access code 920-547. I say it slower this time. It's in the chat room. 605-313-4379. It's the number 2. You are listening to the End of the Bench podcast hosted by your man HRap and my man Big Illinois. Call in if you want to talk.
Yeah, I'm going with the Reds because that's their pitching staff, man.
The Reds, man, they bats is too shaky though. But I'm gonna rock with them because it's the playoffs, and all like you said, you only need 2 good days. Now, second round, that's your ass.
Yeah.
Any other season, most of these teams would not be in the playoffs. You never know, D Great, man. Because look at it this way, D Great, and you welcome to call in if you want to. Any other the year that the White Sox won the World Series, nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw the Cleveland Indians coming from out of nowhere. Everybody thought the Yankees were going to be down for 3 or 4 years. People thought the Yankees were just going to be getting good now. If you'd have told somebody 2 years ago that the Red Sox would be trash, they'd have told you, no, they won't. They just won a World Series 2 years ago. Now they trash. I honestly, D Great, I think a lot of these teams are investing in their they're investing in their farm systems, and they invest in their farm systems, and their farm systems are coming alive. These this not like when a team just get real hot with a bunch of hot players and they can put a team together. These players are coming from these teams. Farm systems, these is scouting and player development, and it's coming alive. Everybody knew the White Sox was going to have a good year this year. I wouldn't have told you the White Sox is going to be, as a White Sox fan, you always say to me, they're going to win the World Series. But I wouldn't have thought they were just going to make the playoffs. I thought they were just going to win like 80, 85, 87 games. But I don't know, D. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, but they definitely, man. The Cubs, when they won, they was a year ahead.
Right.
The schedule, a year or 2 ahead of schedule. So it's actually it all depends on all that shit come together.
Right. I don't think it was just I don't think this is a 1 year wonder thing. They have a good lineup. The Sox, yeah. Like I said, I was talking crazy. Me and Chief Rocky was talking at the beginning of the season before we knew the boo-boo flu was going down. I just knew the White Sox would have a solid season. I had no idea that they would be at the top of the food chain in regards to contending for the division and making the playoffs and all that. I just thought, we're going to have a good year. I have been looking at their scouting and everything, you know. Anyway, D-Grade, everybody ain't got the Dodgers to root for, all right? Don't be trying to flaunt your team's talent in my face, homie. You know what? You a Cowboy fan. How about that? Let's talk about the Cowboys. Yeah, he got quiet. He ain't text nothing since we said Cowboys. Be quiet, dude, brother. I don't appreciate D-Grade trying to flaunt his Los Angeles Dodgers, him and Magic Johnson, Chavez Ravine, and all that in our face, man. I really don't appreciate that, D-Grade. You know what, man? Just for doing that, you are definitely
wrong, 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 wrong.
Wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Hey, man, I'm gonna dip into some controversy, big dog. Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley, man. They made some more out of the way comments last week about the sister Breonna Taylor's death. And what are your thoughts on those comments, man?
I mean, it was all around. They were the one only two clowns. You had
Stephen A.
making the same type of. You had other type of people on the political ghetto pundits on Twitter and YouTube.
Right.
I just want to know once they come out that they covered a lot of this shit up, if they're gonna apologize.
Right. It really bothers me because we always try. You know, this is what bothers me. This might be my greatest problem with our community. This is the largest problem I have in our community. That we always make exceptions for everybody else. We'll listen to Big Illinois, and Big Illinois say something stupid, we cancel Big Illinois. HRap, like if I'd have said that thing that the old boy who got fired for Cincinnati Reds men game, if I'd have said that, it's some people that would have been turned off, never listen to our show again, and they'd be like, man, you both saying that, this, that, and the third. They'll get rid of us. But when somebody is shot dead in our community, they got to be the perfect victim. Well, you know he paid child support. You know he did this, and you know he did that. We not asking y'all. All I want to know is this: Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, as you call them, the ghetto pundits online, whether it be social media or YouTube or wherever you at. All I want to know is this: Breonna Taylor. Let's just go with them. Breonna Taylor, Philando Castile, Freddie Gray, and what's his name? Big Floyd, George Floyd. If they were everything people like Candace Owen and Stephen A. and Charles Barkley, they shot first. The boyfriend shot. Why is Breonna Taylor dead?
Exactly.
George Floyd passed the fake 20. Do you get the death penalty for that? I don't give a damn if he had a brick of rock cocaine in his pocket. If he had a kilo and a book bag with a Mac 10 in his book bag, do you get the death penalty for having drugs in your possession? No, you do not.
Remember the youngster from St. Louis who stole some swishers.
Right, and then they talking about he lunged at the cop with his gun out. Come on, man. It's like we always want to try to make these like, well, she was an EMT and there was this and there was that. And you ain't got to be a good person not to die in the street like a you know what? Like a rat. Because Michael Vick went to jail for killing dogs. So obviously you can't kill dogs. But it's just
and another question that I have for them is Charles Barkley got a daughter.
Right.
So if her daughter get with a white dude that sell cocaine, is it okay if the police come to her apartment and shoot her just because she deal with a person who sells cocaine?
And here's the crazy part: that was her ex-boyfriend. The cocaine dealer was her ex-boyfriend. So
yeah,
it just disturbs me, man. And again, if you want to participate in the conversation, man, the number you can reach us at is 605-313-4379. Again, the number 605-313-4379. And the access code is 920-547. Next thing.
I just think that them jokers is just insensitive, man.
You say what?
Them jokers is just insensitive, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same shit for the shock value.
Yeah.
Somebody who just shock value their ass, straighten their motherfucking mouth.
Oh, you know what? I don't even think they doing it for the shock value no more. I think they doing it for the approval of the white population to make it seem like, see, I'm not biased. They Steven on Django. I'm not biased. I'm just a righteous person trying to look at the entire story. Nah, the entire story is this. When you break the law, allegedly, when you break the law in the United States of America, you are supposed to be arrested. You're supposed to be booked, processed, arraigned, go to trial, convicted, and then you receive, according to the laws, the just punishment. When you break the law in America, you are not supposed to be shot in the back or shot, period, and shot to death. That's the bottom line. And when people like Smith and Whitlock and Owen and these people and O'Neill and Barkley and others step out there trying to understand a murderer's point of view, not a problem. What I need y'all to do is have that same energy the next time one of these crazy dudes jump up in the theater dressed like the Joker watching the Spider-Man movie, shoot up the joint. Start having empathy. You don't. When they go into a nightclub, where the empathy for him? You don't have that. When one of these buffoons shoot up a school, you don't have empathy. Somebody blow up a building, you don't have empathy. I ain't never heard them get the other side of the Unabomber, the other side of the dudes who blew up the towers. Well, you never know. They could have been dropping bombs. The military could have been doing some wicked stuff over there. You never hear that side of them. And I'm not saying that we should empathize with mass murderers, but how are you empathizing with people who are clearly wrong? So
it's like I think it was that you or Anu that said, how can you reform a racist?
That was me. You can't rehab a racist. I'm sorry. Because you know why you can't rehab a racist? Because a racist is a stupid ass decision that people make. I've never been around a lot of Asian people, so I don't have no preconceived notions about them. Only preconceived notion I have about Asian people, most of them are very quiet because I don't see them doing a whole lot of talking. But I've never been around them. I can't create a reality for them. I'm not doing that. And in order for you to not be around black people and say they all are this, they all are that, they all are this, they all are that, then you a stupid ass person and ain't no rehab. You can't fix dumb, man. You can't fix dumb. Because when you have told yourself, I'm not gonna like Big Illinois because he a brown skinned brother and he keep his hair short. If you grow your hair out, all I'm gonna say is, well, fuck, he grew his hair out. I'm gonna create another reason not to like you, another stupid ass reason not to like you. So I'm not gonna do that. Nope, you can't rehab that. You can't fix that. See, you have to be around people. I ain't got to be around no damn fools. Because I know I ain't got time to be hating on no motherfucker. And if you got time to hate on me, that's cool. But I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be your homie. I want to show empathy. I want you to understand. You break left, I'm going to break right. That's it. That's all. I'm done. With that being said, we're going to get into basketball right now. And the biggest story in basketball is big ups to the Los Angeles Lakers and big ups to the Miami Heat for making the NBA Finals. Hard work. Congratulations. Good thing y'all made. Congratulations. But an even bigger story than that to me is one, me and you we didn't even talk about this, but I know we on different sides of the fence with regards to this. Before we talk about the actual firing of Doc Rivers, why do coaches get fired? I would love for, you know what, man, the guys in the chat room, guys and ladies in the chat room, I would really love for y'all to participate in this part of the conversation. The number is 605-313-4379, 605-313-4379. The access code is 920-547. Why should a coach be fired in professional sports is my question. The floor is yours, Big Illinois, or for anybody who call. I would really love for the people to participate in this specific question.
What they could be when the team's not responding to their coaching style.
Mm-hmm.
Out coach, which happens a lot.
Okay, when you say out coach, because I hear that a lot, because this is something I truly don't understand. When you say out coach, what determines that you've been out coached?
For instance, the Bulls was playing the Miami Heat in the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Derrick Rose, their offense flowing. LeBron said, "You know what? I'm gonna pick up Derrick Rose." Derrick Rose couldn't shoot around him. He couldn't get around him because he was too big.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of him adjusting and running the ball through someone else,
mm-hmm.
he continued to filter the ball through Derrick Rose. Now, I understand that you've been running your offense the same way all year,
mm-hmm.
but Eric Spoelstra, I'm sorry, I didn't forgot his name. He done showed you all through these playoffs where you got to make adjustments, man.
But see, this is where I have a problem when y'all say out coach. The reason I have a problem with y'all say out coach, in that scenario, I see exactly what you're talking about. But when you take a step back from that scenario and you realize the offense, Luol Deng was limited in regards to ball handling skill and scoring ability. Jimmy Butler was not the Jimmy Butler that we saw the night before last. He's a totally different Jimmy Butler. Limited in offense, Joakim Noah and Taj Gibson. The rest of those dudes were just dudes. When you don't have any other options, there are no adjustments to be made. Now, if your argument is he should have been prepared for that to come, my counterpart to that would be, how are you prepared for a guy to slow down? Because you really can't shut down a person that won league MVP unless they get hurt. How do you shut down, prepare for somebody to slow down the league MVP?
You make some type of adjustment. I mean, because your bench is doing good. Bring in somebody off the bench. Do something. Change it up, man.
But they didn't have see. Especially, I'm glad you picked that scenario, because me and you both know the Chicago Bulls are the only team to win 6 NBA championships or 8 NBA championships in spite of their general manager and ownership. The Bulls get one guy and then build everything around him, and that's the only option that the coach has. This might be the most versatile team that the Bulls have ever had in our lifetime. With above average to quality ball players.
Okay.
You can do that let's just say, swap Zach LaVine for Derrick Rose. I think you can do that with a Kobe White. I think you can do that with a Lauri Markkanen. I think you can do that with an Otto Graham. But Luol Deng was average on his best night. He got a whole lot of credit for nothing, if you ask me. Joakim Noah was limited offensively. So it really wasn't a lot of adjustments to make. And then, at what point do we start blaming these players for not developing additional abilities? Jimmy Butler is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. When Jimmy Butler first on that team, Jimmy Butler couldn't score If it wasn't a dunk or a layup, Jimmy Butler wasn't going to score. But look at him now.
On the team, though, was he?
Yeah, he was on that team. He was on that team. He was on that team. But he was limited. But look at how Jimmy Butler developed. When you look at a lot of these teams that get the coach that say he ain't responding, they ain't responding. Some of these dudes ain't shit. Like it's two dudes in my instant recollection that you can use. That Rick Carlisle when he was with the Pistons, because they wasn't maxing out. You put Larry Brown there, boom, they go to conference championships and they go to the NBA finals back to back, once winning, once lose to the Spurs. Then you got Phil Jackson. He implemented the triangle offense with a team that was continue to lose to the Pistons. Bring Phil Jackson in and you change shit around. The Lakers exact same thing with Phil. Can you give me another instance when you just brought in what? But I don't think Mark Jackson got an opportunity to adjust anything. But Mark Jackson took them from shit to sugar, and then took that sugar, made ice cream. But besides those three situations, and I don't give Steve Kerr credit for that, he got a team on the edge. But like,
well, Rick Carlisle, you know what? Nah, Rick Carlisle didn't do that with Dallas. Avery Johnson didn't have Jason Kidd.
He didn't have Jason Kidd. He didn't have Caron Butler. He didn't have Tyson Chandler. He didn't have Jason Terry. So no. See that's my.
Think of another NBA situation. What about nah?
That's what I'm saying. All this stuff about they not responding. At what point is it not the X's and the O's, and it is the Willies and the Joes? And I don't want to use a big time ball player to show an example.
But you gotta understand also. I mean, to cut you off, but I mean, it's always gonna fall on the coach. I mean, that's just in any sport, man.
To me, you need to start trying to move around these players, man, because I'm not saying that coaches don't need to be fired. Don't get me wrong. But I'm gonna use a regular Joe. And the only person in the chat room I think that's gonna know who I'm talking about, maybe Deacon Dale, maybe you, and I don't know how old Ron is. So I don't know. He might not know because he in Canada. But it was a dude named Robert Reed. Robert Reed wasn't no superstar by nobody's standard, right? But Robert Reed took himself from being a one-handed dude. All he could do is dribble with his right, score twos and fews, maybe 10, 11 points with his right. You know what Robert Reed said he did? He said he went and got a sling, put his arm in a sling, learned how to sign his check with his left hand because Magic Johnson was wearing him out. 1985, 1986 season, Robert Reed stepped up, defended Magic, handled the ball better, and they went to the NBA Finals. Eventually, they lost to Bird and them. But my point ain't that they won. This is a dude that saw weakness in this game and he improved on it. These dudes don't improve and get coaches fired. Or these general managers cutting corners and getting coaches fired, and then you never get another job if you're a brother. Or unless if you're a brother, you Doc Rivers and you might get another job.
Right. But if I'm Doc, you know what? Do you even want to get back and coaching this soon, though? They got 2 years left where they're going to have to pay you.
Yeah. I mean, but again, I don't know. That's a question I don't know. Because he said he's still interested in the Sixers and the Pelicans, for what I understand, reached out to him, but he ain't say, yeah, I'm going. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's just like the whole, since we brought him up, it is the Doc Rivers firing that bothers me. Because I ain't trying to put you on blast, but yourself and others who call Christian Paul the biggest choker in the world, He always messing up and yada, yada, yada. And then Doc get fired for it. Everybody told me Kawhi Leonard, 365 days ago, people told me Kawhi's about to take over the NBA. LeBron is finished. Yada, 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 yada. And Kawhi Leonard choked his ass off. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off like Shannon Sharp pissed off that ain't nobody killing this dude. And then they put out that old square ass memo talking about Kawhi wanted Doc to stay. You a lie. That's a lie.
How you figure that's a lie, man?
Dude, that dude called Doc Rivers out. He called out the intelligence of the team. And how about this, Kawhi? He talking about we was tired. We need to work on conditioning. Maybe you'll be in better condition if your black ass played every night. You went to Los Angeles because they said you ain't have to play at night, and they weren't gonna give you nothing. They weren't gonna give you no smoke about it. That's why you went to LA, because you see it's easy being LeBron when it's just winning and losing. It's hard being LeBron when them damn reporters on your ass. When they asking you about everything under the sun. When they ask you about everything under the sun, it's easy to be LeBron up until that moment. Now when they get to ask you about social issues, now that when they start asking you about all this other stuff, then it ain't easy to be LeBron. But hey man, me personally, I'm looking at and I'm gonna give you the floor after this. A year ago, Jerry West was the smartest dude in the world. A year ago, Lawrence Frank was the smartest dude in the world. A year ago, Doc Rivers was the smartest dude in the world. A year ago, Kawhi Leonard was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Can't nobody deal with him. I don't understand why y'all even like LeBron. He finished. 365 days later, I don't hear nothing about Jerry West. I don't hear nothing about Lawrence Frank. Doc Rivers fired, and Kawhi Leonard is running shit. Holler at me. I'm through talking.
Well, when you bring a player of that nature, knowing that, he's drinking the Kool-Aid as well as he should be drinking the Kool-Aid. But once you have a collapse with the capital that they gave up for Paul George, once again, it's always going to fall on the coach.
I mean, I understand it's going to fall on the coach, but I don't understand how it's the coach's fault, but one dude and Jamal Murray outscored Lou Williams, Playoff P, and King Kawhi by himself. And they were missing wide open jumpers. So they were running their offense, getting exactly where they're comfortable, hitting those shots, and missing them.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, in this case, normally I'd be like, hey, man, it's time for this motherfucker to go. But I didn't think they should have fired him. I mean, I can understand why.
Right.
Because of the history. But I don't think they should have fired him. I just think that they needed somebody to run the team, maybe a point guard. But I don't think they should have got rid of him at this point in time, unless it was just one of those things where, hey, man, you need to make this work. Or he probably was like, hey, man, I don't want to be bothered with these egos, because it's been said that supposedly Kawhi's trainer or somebody was on Twitter talking about
LeBron,
Montrez, and Paul George.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. And that's why, to me, that's why I ain't trying to hear none of this nonsense. Coaches need to be fired and all that nonsense. Nah, man, they need to start moving around some of these bums, because I remember when a dude who one of my top 5 favorite players. I was just talking about this last night. He my favorite all-time power forward. Well, he number 2. Derek Coleman is number 1. but he number 2. Chris Webber got shipped the fuck up out of Washington because he was acting a fool. Now, Chris Webber, if it was an all HRap team, Chris Webber would be second team all HRap. Jared Coburn number 1. But and they shipped him out of town because he wasn't acting right. He kept getting caught with weed. He getting caught with weed on the plane. He leaving Mexico smoking weed. It's like, you got too much weed, dog. We finna pay you $15 million. You got too much weed. You got too much time smoking weed. So what happened to that? Because all of us of a certain age, remember when you acted a fool, no matter how good you was, your ass might ended up on Sacramento. Or you might ended up on the Washington Wizards. Or you might end up at that time the Miami Heat or the Orlando Magic. You might end up a real good player on a real bad team. And I'm not taking up for these dudes. I'm taking up for Doc.
Think about what you just said, though. The Miami Heat was one of those destinations where they should have won the
Yeah, and now they playing in the finals.
Now everybody want to go play for the Miami.
Yeah, that is that there. How things have changed. How things have changed. Yeah. And you
but
think
I think it was just that team. I mean, to cut you off, but that team, maybe that group of players is not what's going to get it done. Man.
And that's when you start moving around some of them pool butts, because you ain't got nobody 7 foot. See, it go really Big Illinois. This goes back to my theory in regards to the way they play basketball now, because like I said last week, the reason the Clippers lost, and I said this before the game was played, because they don't have any shooters, they have scorers. And they going to fall in love with that 3, and Denver going to be working the ball, making their legs tired. They're going to keep shooting them jumpers, and bam. And I said the Lakers are going to win because they're going to pound Anthony Davis, and they're going to tire out the big fella. But that's why Denver will be good for the foreseeable future. Because the Joker, he gonna move around the court and stay in the post. Murray is going to shoot threes when he feel like it, but he going to drive to the hole and wear you down. That's why they win. And to me, if you a Doc Rivers type coach and not going to fall for the okie doke, I think that's why. Look at the teams. All them 3-point jump shooting teams, no mid-range teams, they at the crib. All the teams that play mid-range basketball, all the teams that pounded on the inside, they are playing. The Final Four teams was two teams that passed the ball around a lot. The team that went home the fastest was a team that didn't have no mid-range game, and that's the Boston Celtics. They got up out of there a la quickness. They didn't have a shot. But Murray, if he wouldn't have hurt his hip, I think he could have made that series go at least 6. But he got hurt. It's a different situation. If you don't start playing basketball, I don't give a damn who your coach is. You are not going to win. And one more thing before I give you the flow back. While they keep trying to get Giannis Antetokounmpo from to make a 3, you need to be showing him highlights of Kevin Garnett, Chris Webber, and Bob McAdoo. They all played like you. They all dominated the 16-foot in lane. And that's how you beat it. We're going to stop you at 16 feet. Cool. I didn't feel like driving to the rim. No way. If he get a 16-foot jumper with his athletic ability, he will be the best player in basketball. But he's steady trying to shoot threes with his ass. I ain't want to call him
that. Develop that Patrick Ewing game, man.
Right. That's another brother there. 16 feet in, go ahead. Do it. I dare you to give me this 16-foot jump. And that's why I believe if that trade do go through that 3-team deal and get them Chris Paul, I think that would be the best thing for him. And if Doc got fired, okay, go ahead.
No, I don't see them picking up that contract with Chris Paul. I don't see it.
If they don't get him a point guard, his ass ain't getting out the first round ever. And I don't mean a short dude that could score. They need to get him a point guard. They need to get him a playoff Rondo. They need to get him a Chris Paul. They need to get him a Jason Kidd. They need to get him somebody. Or you know who else would be good there? He a free agent. Kyle Lowry.
He a free agent, you say?
He a free agent.
He might be a Bull, man.
Nah, that man. The Bulls ain't paying no real money, man. Stop it, man. See, that's why they be tricking y'all.
And they might, man. They got new regime, man. They might.
Did they sell the team? That's the regime you better be worried about. Cause them suckers they ain't giving up they ain't giving up no slack, bro. Them suckers ain't cutting out no. And again, you listening to the Internet podcast on Built for This Network. This is your man Vic, Illinois, and me, HRap. But like I said, man, I don't know, man. If they don't get him a point guard, his ass ain't never getting out of this. Now, with that being said, before we go to this next segment, I want to take a second out the show to apologize to Jimmy Butler. For the last 3 years, I've been saying Jimmy Butler's good, but he ain't that dude. Obviously, I was dead.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
So in order to continue to be a quality program, I'm not going to be like them suckers on the big networks when they get something dead ass wrong or talk crazy about somebody and the person excel and prevail. They act like they don't know what happened. I was dead ass wrong. Jimmy Butler is the man. Shout out to Jimmy Butler. Good luck with the Miami Heat, even though I want LeBron them to beat their ass in 3.5. I want them to stump their ass in the line because I don't like that guy. With that being said,
how many games you think he's going to?
At least 5. Maximum 6, but at least 5.
You know what, man? I think the Lakers gonna sweep these clowns.
I hope so.
I mean, actually, to be honest with you, I would rather see Miami win. Because that'd be a good
story.
That'd be a good story for Jimmy. But I don't see it. The Lakers is too. That team, I don't even see how that team lost the game they lost in the playoffs.
Because LeBron don't ever come in focused. That's LeBron's biggest flaw. LeBron James only plays well with criticism. He got to be motivated or by criticism, or he got to be motivated by by the media. Chief Rocker said 7 games Miami. The only way this shit going 7 games, somebody in the Lakers get hurt. But the reason I want the Lakers to win, it would be a cool story to piggyback off what you said. It would be a cool story if for Jimmy Butler and Jimmy Butler on. It'd be dope to show you that you can build a team with a bunch of good players. But for one, they have very little playoff experience. They have very little actual talent. They got a bunch of athletes and scrappers, and players win championships. I like the other story on the other side of the hand is the comeback of playoff Rondo. I like the redemption story of my man Dwight Howard because people wrote him off as a goofball. Chicago, Anthony Davis, and the redemption story of LeBron James. Again, LeBron James is the most scrutinized superstar in the history of the league, man. I have never heard of somebody being criticized for losing in the NBA Finals. He is the first player I ever heard, oh man, you ain't nothing. You made it to the finals a bunch of times and lost. I've never heard of that. But I want them to do it because it's so many people on that side of the ball that I really like. And I don't like the fact that Pat Riley sat on the podium and called LeBron out for doing what he wanted to do. For doing what I want to do. Hey, last time I checked, you got fired from the Lakers. You left NBC. You had a cool, sweet analyst job on NBC. Everybody was listening to you, respecting you. And then you said, I'm finna go work for the Knicks. You quit your job with the Knicks via fax because they didn't want to pay you what you wanted to get paid. And obviously, you had a deal already in the works to run the Miami Heat. You fired Stan Van Gundy because the team was on the precipice of winning a championship instead of helping him coach from afar like you did Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, because he took over the team, fired them like mid-season, right?
Yeah, he fired him mid-season, took over the team, won a championship, and then bam. And then you want to call this dude out for doing what he want to do. And it's the sad thing is that people, sports fans follow these Skip Bayless ass theories, these Pat Riley ass theories, and they don't even hold true to them themselves. If you don't like LeBron, cool. I'm not a LeBron James publicist. I'm not a LeBron James dude who, oh man, I need you to like LeBron. No, I'm not. If you don't like it, I always quote him, Barry Bonds, you're going to miss the parade. Because I watched Michael Jordan retire and all these basketball player fans was crying because, hey, Mike gone. He ain't like it when Mike was here. And when LeBron gone, people are gonna miss that dude. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. If LeBron James came to Chicago, I would love it. But if he beating the Bulls, I'm not gonna cheer for him. I'm sorry, I'm not. But I'm not finna not like you because you said, hey man, cause you said, hey man, these dudes in Cleveland ain't helping me enough. I'm out of here. And then you said, you know what, it'll be sweet, the dopest story possible so me go back to Cleveland after all that controversy and win one. And you did that. And then another dope story, he living his best life, man. And we got people mad at him for that. Holla at me, you got the floor.
I mean, LeBron, I think that comes with greatness, man. You gotta give it up to him, man. I think, like you said, sometimes a lot of it he kind of bring on himself.
Yep.
But I mean, if that's how he motivates shit, Michael Jordan had a whole 10-part series of him conjuring up ways to beat motherfuckers in basketball, man. Making up shit, so.
Yeah, it's just, I ain't got no problem with that. I'm talking about people just, like I was on the phone with a man from high school last night, and he told me LeBron wasn't clutch. He told me LeBron couldn't carry a team. He listening right now. He told me LeBron can't carry a team. He overrated. I said, okay, who better than him? He said Mike and Kobe. I said, who better than Kobe? Mike. I said, who better than Mike? Nobody. I say, so you just said he the third best player in the history of the game. So how is he overrated? Where's the crime of being number 3? And then he changed it. Well, he lost in the finals. Ask Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, countless superstars. Ask Bob Lanier, who never played in the playoffs. Would he want to be 3-9 in the finals? Ask anybody.
Yeah, man, shit. If you win more than one title, shit. You're going to be in the top 5 in scoring. In the top 10 in assists.
And probably in the top 20 in rebound.
Right, so shit, man.
What's the problem? Oh, he ain't clutch. I watched the game. I saw, remember he scored the 45, 15, and 6. That was clutch. Scored the last 32 points of the game. He beat the Spurs. Yo, Spurs. He beat them. Clutch, game 7. And everybody talk about the Ray Allen shot. Remember, LeBron James hit 2 threes to get Ray Allen that shot.
Why you gotta bring that shit up, man?
Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie Murphy. But yeah, man, I don't understand it, man. But people have made me a super LeBron fan. I just like him because I like facilitators. Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Grant Hill, Jason Kidd, Rod Strickland. I like dudes who get everybody involved. That's my style of play. That's why I like LeBron. But when you overcritical it, man, you know what? He needs to go ahead and cut his hair. What? Are you trying to date LeBron James? Like, it's dudes talking about, I don't like the way he keep his hair. His hair? Fam, you sound like a sucker, man. That's what make me root for him. But Anthony Davis, the number one reasons, well, it's three reasons. The number one reason is Anthony Davis. The number two reason is Dwight Howard. And the number three reason I want the Lakers to win is because they gotta give it up to Magic Johnson. They have to. You know why? Because just 4 years ago, Magic Johnson got that job, remember? And he traded Lemon Pepper Lou. He traded Lou Aldane. He traded the big white boy who's always hurting himself.
From Cleveland, right?
Yeah, they traded him away. He cleared the decks so they could sign LeBron James and have the ability to trade for Anthony Davis. And everybody and their mama called him crazy when he did. Just like Jordan is the worst. Jordan is the worst GM ever. Jordan got rid of that Rod Strickland contract that nobody want. Jordan got rid of that Juwan Howard contract that nobody want. And he got rid of that Mitch Richmond contract that nobody want. And that allowed them to draft Agent Zero. Sign Agent Zero. But don't nobody remember that. Jordan just a dummy. Don't nobody remember that. But Jordan, he's the worst GM ever. Now, I'm not finna tell you that Jordan is a great GM or a great runner of a team. But I done seen plenty of teams go down the drain holding on to them contracts they can't get rid of.
And Kwame Brown didn't pan out, but you got to think about all those other cats that went, Alakonde and all them other cats that went one or two and bombed out super.
So the year what was that? 2002 NBA draft.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, out of that draft class, Kwame Brown was drafted first. Now that was after 2002 or before 2001. I'm looking it up now. The year that Kwame. Okay, I just found it. The year that Kwame. Listen to the dudes that Jordan had to pick from, and let's also put it in context. First player pick, and everybody knows Jordan was trying to trade Kwame Brown, right? First player pick, Kwame Brown. He bombed out. Tyson Chandler was a role player. Paul Gasol. This is when nobody trusts in foreign players. Am I right?
All right.
So nobody would have picked Paul. Nobody really would have picked Paul Gasol because they ended up trading him. Chicago picked Eddie Curry, bombed out. Jason Richardson. Would you have picked Jason Richardson out of Michigan State first? I wouldn't have. Shane Battier. I wouldn't have picked Shane Battier in the first round. Eddie Griffin. Desanya Jop. Rodney White. Joe Johnson. Would you have picked Joe Johnson first? No. Kendrick Brown. Vladimir Rachmanik. Richard Jefferson. Tom Murray. Stephen Hunter out of Chicago. Shout out to Stephen Hunter. That's my man Ron Cuz. Kirk Hansen. Michael Bradley. Jason Collins. Zebo. Brendan Haywood. Who the hell was he going to pick out of those bums? Only one of those dudes who had a solid career is Paul Gasol. And at that time, wasn't nobody picking foreign players. So you can call it stupid if you want to.
Richard Jefferson had a solid career.
I'm a big time Richard Jefferson fan, but I'm not picking Richard Jefferson first.
No.
I might be outside of somebody related to him. I might be the biggest Richard Jefferson fan in the world, but I wasn't picking his ass first. Under no circumstances. But so, I don't know, man. They be getting brothers with raw deals. They be getting them raw deals. But that's why I want Magic Johnson, because you got to get Magic Johnson his due. And you got to get up off LeBron James' back because he got 4 championships now. And if let's just be honest. I'm going to bounce this off you and then we're going to go to football. Do Kobe have 5 championships or do Kobe have 2? And Shaq got 3.
That's a good question. Because those first 2 championships,
3.
Shaq dominated. That's a good question, man.
Because and anybody who's finna throw up the Kobe Bryant dead thing, shut your dumb ass up. Because it ain't got nothing to do with him dying. Because if he was alive, I'd say the same thing. But if we giving Kobe Bryant credit for 5 and putting his greatness above LeBron because he has 5, does that make Scottie Pippen a top 5 player? Because he got 6. And he played a major role in 6 of them. And what y'all people who don't live in Chicago don't realize is if Scottie Pippen would have started D'ing up Michael Jordan would have had 3 or 4 crack ribs and Magic Johnson would have won another NBA Finals MVP. So to me, that's MVP worthy. To me, Finals MVP worthy. The rest of the world might think, man, HRap sound crazy, but Scottie Pippen played a significant difference in Magic Johnson's game that Finals. And when y'all always discrediting everybody else for what happened, the Bulls' first championship came on the wings of Magic Johnson, of Byron Scott and James Worthy getting hurt. What's the discredit for that? It ain't nothing. So, with that being said, man, we can move on to football, man. Bad news in football. The Tennessee Tuxedos had 5 people test positive for the boo-boo flu.
Actually, it's up to 9, yeah.
It's up to 9 people with the boo-boo flu. And at my count, it was 3 employees, 3 players and the rest was employees. I don't know what the breakdown is now that it's updated. None of the Vikings got the boo-boo flu. So hopefully it ain't gonna do anything, drastic. But man, praying for those people in Tennessee with the boo boo. What are your thoughts on the new, this new life that we're living in the world with the boo boo? And this is exasperating.
Yeah, it's still. Saturday is a big day because as long as they all test negative, Saturday, as far as the players, it still can have the game on Sunday as far as those respective teams because they canceled Vikings practice as a precautionary measure too.
Right.
So
this shit is crazy, man. Just when you think we got some form of normalcy, the boo-boo flu shows up and say, "Not yet, bitches."
Man, it's about to get cool outside, man. Might have a huge spike in this crap, man.
Yeah, man.
They don't even know what's going on with this.
Right, man.
The president want everybody to go to school, but his kids. Anyway, I'm not going to get on that, but yeah.
We can get on that tomorrow.
But hopefully by Saturday, man, everybody tests negative and they can continue with the games. This kind of put a damper on it. And I know as a player, this would kind of have you looking sideways at people like, hey, man, I'm not playing against these motherfuckers.
Right, man. Take this shit home. Hey, man, it was another...
You're going to be out there playing with those My Bloody Valentine masks on. It's cold out
Hey, man, I got a couple questions for you. And if anybody want to participate, y'all already know the number. Let me put that back in the chat room. The number is 313-437-9605. 313-413-4379. Access code 920-547. This is in the chat room for you if you need it. The Chicago Bears bench their quarterback. The Philadelphia Eagles talking about, the word around the campfire is they talking about benching their quarterback. As I said with the coaches, when is it time to tell a quarterback to kick rocks and flip-flops? A young one.
Well, if you think about it with both of their quarterbacks, man, he had that one good year before he got hurt. When he was on that MVP case, from my Philadelphia buddy, who I think is overrated.
Okay.
I mean, last year, don't get me wrong, he willed them to the playoffs, even though Dallas kind of choked, but still, he still got them to the playoffs. But Mitch Trubisky was but he wasn't on the MVP pace. But that second year or the first year when Nagy got there,
yeah,
he was the reason why that team was winning. I mean, their defense was good. You can say the same thing with Philadelphia that year.
Right.
But the thing you're watching Mitch Sunday though, man, that shit was painful, man.
Damn.
You could tell that it was a quarterback that was lost. You could tell he was lost, dude. And it was like when he was throwing the ball, it was coming out his hand kind of funky where it was just, how you can't throw a tight barrel on a 5-yard hitch? Come on, man. Get the ball out your goddamn hand, man.
Yeah, it did look like he was throwing a boot.
You either overthrowing or underthrowing. You trying to fit it into. Like, come on, man. And soon as Foles came in the game, but Allen Robinson got to stop letting motherfuckers take the ball out of his hand, man. You've been in the league too long for that.
Yeah.
But he threw an over-the-shoulder fade to Williams that we haven't seen a quarterback from the Bears throw that shit since ever. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this though. You Chicago Bears fans, myself included, I'm already up on this. But y'all better not get your hopes too high on Buddy.
Oh no, because he's injury prone. Plus, it was about 4 balls that Foles threw that should have been picked off, man.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I ain't even talking about the injuries. I'm talking about this dude got beat up by a 4th-round pick last week, and he bummerific. He's bummerific. And all it is to me, and it's going to be a little vivid, vomit smell better than shit. And he vomit. And Mitch is shit.
But hopefully, though, him being on the bench watching, so kind of, hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, keep it going. Go. Keep that shit going. Because dude is trash. I'm telling you, man, dude is garbage with meat in it for a couple of days, and the other dude is just garbage. They both trash.
I know if they don't sign nobody that can get them a push up the middle on their defensive line, that defense is horrible, man.
Is Sheldon coming back? Because that nose tackle is hurt, and that was their guy. And that's a hard position to fill.
He opted out for the
boo-boo. All right.
Nichols opted out.
Yeah. So, they're gonna need that, and that's to me that's the reason they stinking right now on the defense.
And they need to push up the middle, man.
Right. I can't debate with you on that one. I'm not gonna. I can't give you no pushback on that at all. But yeah, man, I just look at him and I look at Faker Will Fail. I told y'all the day that they drafted that bomb, he was gonna be horrible. And he is Scottish truck juice right now. How is he still playing? Why did they Cam Newton waited to the last 30 seconds to sign Cam Newton, and they got garbage truck juice playing in Cleveland. Talk to me about that, man. He stinks, man. I've been calling him Faker Will Fail since draft day. And y'all, man, get a brother a chance. Give him a chance. That dude is a bomb.
Man, as long as they're able to run the ball with that two-headed monster,
yeah, they gonna need. Look at that. This dude keeping his job because they are on pace for the first time in National Football League history to have teammates run for 1,200 yards each. He is a bum. And everybody watching him know it. And look, and that's the sad part. The same reason Patrick Mahomes went 17. How the hell a dude who played against Patrick Mahomes go first? Because Patrick Mahomes got the arm strength on him. Patrick Mahomes got the size on him. Oh yeah, you won the Heisman. Big whoop. But bruh, that dude is horrible. And the reason Patrick Mahomes went 17th or 15th or whatever he went is because he was in the Big 12. And everybody say they don't play no defense in the Big 12, so these dudes ain't that good. And you see what happens when you come from the Big 12 and you have to play against real defense.
Hey man, speaking of man, what you think about Lamar Jackson's performance yesterday, man? He looked bad, man.
Lamar Jackson's performance is why people like Deacon Dale, and he welcome the call. Yeah, just seeing him pop up. Lamar Jackson's performance yesterday is why I was asking people like Tiffany Sports and Hills and Deacon Dale and the homie Trey Frazier, why don't y'all like Harbaugh? Now I know. He does not make adjustments. Don't get me wrong, Lamar Jackson did not have a good game. But they only have, that's why the reason Lamar Jackson looks so bad is the reason, and please follow me on this, is the reason Bill Belichick is the best coach in football right now. Because every other coach in football come to the game like, okay, this is what we gonna do. We gonna run to the left, run to the right, run to the middle, and then we gonna do some trick plays. Run to the left, run to the right, run to the middle, then we gonna do some trick plays. That's what we doing. And Bill Belichick go, they don't stop the run. We run in the day. They don't stop the pass. We pass in the day. They stop the pass and the run, but they have they safeties and linebackers are trash. We doing a short game today. Don't no other coach do that. John Harbaugh understands that Lamar Jackson, for one, he don't have a whole lot of talent around him, and for two, he does not throw the deep ball well, and he's a rhythm guy. He does nothing to get that boy in rhythm. He does nothing to get him in rhythm. You should be running bang eights. You should be running slants. You should be running stuff to get him in rhythm. Then get that running game going, and then it's a wrap. You see what New England does with Cam. They throw him a couple short joints, get him in rhythm, start running the ball, keep him in rhythm, start running the ball some more. Next thing you know, Cam is lathered up, game over. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson is the same way. If Bill Belichick or Andy Reid was Jackson's coach, he'll look even better than he looks.
Yeah, man, the Bills. I mean, he had a couple moves, but he wasn't turning the ball over with interceptions. But man, you got to be able to throw to more than your tight end, man.
You're right. Man, I ain't got nothing but agreements with what you're saying. But when you get dudes who are in rhythm ball players, you gotta get them lathered up, and they don't do that. They don't do that. And I would like to hear Deacon Dale's opinion on that. Is that why he don't like him? Because when I was watching, I'm like, you ain't doing nothing to make this dude comfortable. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Russ. He's a rhythm ball player. You know what? Back to coaching. Playoff P. Paul George is a rhythm ball player. But you know what? He's adapted to this new three-point shooting league. Remember, Paul George used to beat you off the dribble, get you mid-range, beat you off the dribble, dunk on you. Now he lathered up. He dropping threes. But now he just all threes, and then he looked like a poo butt. Sorry, Ron, that's not going to happen. The White Mouse will not explode. But yeah, man.
You know what, though? I mean, as far as with Lamar Jackson, though, I think he's probably going to give you he's going to have about 2 or 3 games a year. If they keep that same philosophy,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to have about 2 or 3 games a year like he had yesterday.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
For good day. Yeah, why they not trying to get him a number 1 receiver? I don't know what's going on with that, man.
They might as well sign Psycho Dad to the damn gig, man.
He said Psycho Dad. Do we have to serve his suspension as soon as he signed with a team?
Yeah, he got to serve the team. Serve when he signed with the team.
Oh, shit. He's running out of time, but they gave him maybe 3 games, right?
Yeah, they gave him. They might as well sign this crazy ass man because. And then see, that's something I don't like about the National Football League. They don't never go get the brothers go get it dudes. They never give you the go get it dude. Never. You always got to be on the other side of the bullshit. You can dare say the access code ain't working. Hey man, don't use your accent.
920-547?
Yeah. Yeah. I think he might be speaking into his phone, so you know his phone ain't understanding me. Or you got to use that understand. Go to www.understanddeacondale.com and then try it from that, Deacon Dale. Don't forget www.understanddeacondale.com and you'll be able to understand Deacon Dale. He has a great show once you use that app. Once you can be able to understand his Minglish, his muffled English, and then it'll be a great show. You'll appreciate it just like the rest of us.
Man, what you think about Brett Favre? I mean, not Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers' name.
Aaron Rodgers' name ain't bullshit, man.
Yeah, man.
And man, big ups to Aaron Rodgers too, man, because a lot of people wrote A-Rod off, man. And to me, that was just kind of foolish. To write that dude off with the little bit of talent he's been provided with is crazy. I don't know why that number ain't working, man, because it's working on my end. 313-4379, access codes 920-547. I just got through, Deacon. I don't know why it ain't working. Aaron Rodgers is kicking ass and taking names. I think Aaron Rodgers really want to get the hell out of Green Bay. I think he feel offended, and he's trying to get the hell out of Green Bay. And by him trying to get out of Green Bay, this is what I'm gonna play so well that y'all gonna have to. If this young boy step up, y'all gonna have to get rid of me, and I'm cool with that.
I don't think he ain't going nowhere, man.
I hope not. I like Aaron Rodgers. With that being said, speaking of going nowhere and disrespected, Jerry Jones keep referencing Tony Romo as if Tony Romo won 13 Super Bowls, or as a matter of fact, as if Tony Romo played in a championship game. At this point, Dak Prescott is one Super Bowl victory away from Tony Romo. And I mean one. So it was one playoff victory away from tying Tony Romo. Pitiful ass career. What the fuck going on, man? And people don't want to say it's this, it's that, but what else could it be?
But nah, man, Dak is light years better than Tony Romo was to me. I don't know what's going on with Cooper. He don't be on the field for key situations, and I don't know if is he taking himself out the game or what's going on with that? Because that was happening a lot last year too.
Now that I have no fucking clue.
You got the new guy Lamb and
CeeDee Lamb.
Wilson. I ain't never heard of the receiver Wilson that caught all those balls like 109.
Mm-hmm.
But Amari Cooper should be killing that, man.
What I'm trying to figure out is this.
Unless he's not healthy or something, but nah, man.
What I'm trying to figure out is this. Why in the hell is the coaches, because it's two coaches now, why in the hell are the coaches on the Dallas Cowboys why in the hell are the coaches on the Dallas Cowboys not realizing, hey, this dude plays better in a hurry up offense? Why don't we pick up the pace on our offense and let him just do his thing? Because in the early 90s, Boomer Esiason, Ickey Shuffle, the late 80s, early 90s, Boomer Esiason, Ickey Shuffle, James Brooks, and those guys, they was kicking ass. And they had the no-huddle offense, and they went up to Buffalo and beat the hell out the Bills. The very next year, the Bills and Marv Levy with James Lofton and Andre Reed and Thurman Thomas, they were running the K gun. So when we gonna get the D gun?
No, man.
Because they start off slow every week. Dak Prescott obviously plays better in a more a less conventional situation. Why not do that? Or is that just too much to ask for?
Yeah, that's too much to ask for, man. A lot of offensive coaches is hard.
What do you do with Tua? If Tua is ready, do you let him play or do you leave him where he is? Because
I think you leave him where he is. I don't think that team is at that point where I think you can bring him along like Kansas City did.
Kyler?
Pat Mahomes.
Patrick. Oh, yeah. His mother said, call him Patrick. Don't call him Pat. Like, man, shut your ass up. That's what I say. Man, shut.
But Brother Mahomes.
Right. Mr. Mahomes. You ain't gonna tell me what to call.
Yeah, I would bring him along kind of slow, like KC did him, because unless they feel okay, it depends on where they at after. What they 1 and 2?
Yep, 1 and 2. I think Dick was saying
I would say after like that 8th game, the midway point, see where they at, and then probably make a determination then. But at this point, I still go with Fitzpatrick.
Now, before we move to the next one, we about to end the show anyway. This week's Pigskin Pick'em winner was, it looks like it was Just Joe. He had 11 right. He has a 97% winning percentage. Next up was Chief Rocker. He had 10 right. Deacon Dale he must have somebody else picking his thing because if he was putting it in that Deacon Dale language, ESPN is not going to recognize that. Chad Tripp came in with 10. Truck D came in with 9. The Schleimball King came in with 11. Y'all know who that is. HRap. Daryl had 9. So basically, it's still a track. Oh, actually, the traffic jam has eased up. Just Joe has taken the lead over the entire league with 97%, 35 points. Number 2 is Chief Rocker at 34 points. Deacon Dale is tied with Deacon Dale, Chief Rocker, and Chad Tripp are tied with 34 points. Now with that, yeah, you suck, man. You suck. Yeah, you. Ooh. I think you're the only person who actively picking that's that low, bro. I'm just saying, man. It's a lady that's picking. It's the first lady of sports. She higher than you. You let a girl beat you.
Hey, man, it is what it is.
Man, STBY. Sucks to be you. Man, is it time for Drew Brees to find him a chair, get real comfortable, and...
He had 3 touchdowns the other day.
See, that's what y'all always go to the stats. That motherfucker was throwing worm burners like a mother. And he's been doing that for the last 4 or 5 years. That means it's time to go.
Because Michael Thomas is breaking tackles.
Hey, don't that mean it's time to go? If you can't excel without one of the better players in the league on your team, then that means you're not who you used to be. Tom Brady, Drew Brees. Ain't that what that mean?
But he wasn't the reason why they lost their last game. He messed up.
I think he was the reason they lost their game because he's standing back there pump faking, second guessing himself, taking sacks when the old Drew Brees would have been picking and popping and walking down the field. His arm is shot. I think it's over for him.
I don't think so, man. I know he got to retire after this.
Yeah. It's over for him, man. Is Brady back, or was that a one-hit wonder?
Who did they play?
Who did they play? They played another poo butt ass team, probably. Let me see. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers played Denver. Yeah, they played nobody.
That's what I'm saying. Who did they play?
Right. They played a team who they got the most money sitting on the sideline. They lead the league in money on the sideline. Shout out to the Yankees. They up 3-0. And the bottom of the third inning. Big ups to the Yankees. Yankees doing it. Big ups to the Yankees. Now, we doing our picks and then we out of here, homeboy. Pigskin pick 'em. Let me get to it. I do mine right when I do it. I keep it real. Real. We got the Colts losing to the Bears. Who you got?
I got the Colts.
You got the Colts. No wonder you at the bottom. You got Denver versus the Mets.
You know what, man? I think the Jets gonna get their first.
Yeah. Get comfortable down there, bro. We got Jacksonville versus the Natty.
Cincinnati, man.
I'm gonna go with Gardner Minshew, man. Just Joe Burrow getting the hell beat out of him. He's gonna be dead before the end of the season. How about the Cowboys gonna beat Faker Wheelfail? You know what? I'm gonna go with Faker now, man, because I'm going with Faker now. Yeah, I knew I was right. I'm going with Faker now because the Cowboys can't stop the run. The Aints versus the Lions.
I'm going with the Lions.
Me too. I'm scared now. The Tennessee Tuxedos versus the Mike Tomlins. I'm going with the black coach.
Give me the Tomlins.
The Seattle Supersonic Seahawks versus the Miami Dolphins.
Seahawks, even though it's going to be a close game, believe it or not.
Nah, I think old boy gonna throw about 4 interceptions. I'm making a prediction. Adams, defensive player of the week, 3 picks.
Adams is hurt.
Oh shit. Well, I'm still going with the Dolphins. I'm not the Seahawks. Vikings versus the Deshaun Watsons.
Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, okay. I'm not messing with them clowns. The Panthers versus the Cardinals. Give me the Kyler Murrays. Who you got?
Yeah, give me the Cardinals.
The Chargers versus the Buccaneers.
Man, the Chargers hurting on defense. Give me the Bucks.
Give me the Chargers. Black coach. The Ravens with the bounce back game with the racial slurs.
Yeah, give me the Ravens.
The Rams beating the Rockers.
That's without a doubt.
Sorry, Chief. I'm picking against your team, man. The Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills versus the HRaps.
Give me Bills.
The Kansas City Chiefs lose their first games against the Cam Newtons.
Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm taking them too. I was just talking. The 49ers beating the Walking Tombs. The Bouncing Tombs.
49ers.
Of course. The Packers beating the brakes off the Falcons.
Yep.
Matt Ryan is on suicide watch. Before we tune out, man, you got any additional parting shots?
Man, I'm interested to see how this Bears offense is going to run now that he's the starter full time. Is they going to stick to the run like they've been trying to stick with the run? And, man, if they going to sign somebody to at least get a push up the middle, Snack Harrison is still out there, man.
Snack Harrison is still out there? I did not. I'll pick him up tonight.
And they got they still like $16 to $18 million under the salary cap. Come on, man, do something, man.
Yeah, get Snacks, man. I thought Snacks had been signed by night. Pick up Snacks and then lose miserably and get that 8-8 out the way because Nick Foles is Scottish truck juice. He's a bum too, man. I call it the way I see it, man. With that being said, man, thank y'all for tuning in to the Inner Bench Podcast. This is your man HRap with Big Illinois. Tune in tomorrow, early tomorrow. You got D-Grade coming in Westside Wednesdays, and you got the happy hour according to Deacon Dale. Remember, go to www.understanddeacondale.com and download that app. It'll translate you get around his accents. You'll be able to understand Deacon Dale tomorrow and enjoy his show. It really translates him to an English-speaking person and not that dude from Chad, Africa that we know. And by the way, he has a suitcase. And if you need it, go online to www.deacondale.com. He got a suitcase full of fake Rolexes that he's selling to. He the man. And then you got Big Illinois and the crew, myself included, Anu, Dre, and Kim for the Backyard Podcast. And then later tonight, as a matter of fact, it has started. If you're not doing anything, or please, even if you are doing something, switch over to DJ Rep Beauty. She killing the game right now. DJ Rep Beauty. And then later on this evening, listen to Tasty Talk, where me and my friends in Tasty Land gonna have a good time and we gonna cut up. But Thursday, Theory of the Culture, with my man DJ Mad Knox, and then me, myself, and Deep Great are the Couch Potatoes. We only got four more episodes to review with the with the what's the name of the show? Lovecraft Country. We still got power. By that time, we've been found another show. We're going to keep this thing rolling. We have a good time. Call in tomorrow, y'all. Join the conversation. Just call in and say, yo, mama, hang up. But just call in, man. And then Friday, you got DJ Mad Knox killing the game. He messed it up for me. He tricked me today. I couldn't tease him about ruining my show. But I will get some ruin my show jokes said next week. You think you got away with it this week, Knox? You will get some ruin my jokes next week. You get this week and next week's joke show. And then you got the backyard relaxed grown folks show, listening to real smooth music hosted by my main man right here, Big Illinois 73. 73 is the dollars that he owed me from this bet from 1986. We ain't gonna cover that. But then you got the return of DJ Purplicious. Saturday she's been under the weather. We didn't pray it up back into action. DJ Purplicious. Then you got the Deacondale Happy Hour. About the Deacondale Blues Club with 334 Bama. And then you got me doing my thing on Build and Destroy. Later that evening, you got DJ The Black Swan Experience. Good music, good people, good conversation. Rated for Life Sunday. Tiger Park Sunday. The Great Sunday. Number one Chief Rocker, Jersey Burn Monday morning with the entertainment recap show. And then you got DJ Mad Knox, the fuck up HRap show, because he don't be writing this show out. He be vibing to the DJ Knox music, Attack on Hip Hop. And then we will be back at 166 hours. Thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, you can go to a myriad of platforms. This is a podcast. That means if you just came in and said, damn, I missed the show. There's no such thing. You can stay here on Spreaker and listen to the show. You can go to YouTube, look up Built for This Network Radio, subscribe, rate, and leave an opinion. Go to Apple Podcasts, subscribe, rate, 5-star rating, people. 5-star rating. I don't need you to just give me no 1-star. I need 5-star. Built for This Network on Apple Podcasts, Built for This Network on Spotify, Built for This Network on iHeartRadio, Built for This Network on Google Podcasts, Built for This Network on Castbox, Built for This Network on Deezer, Built for This Network on Podcast Addict. Or if you have Alexa or Google Dot that say, play Built for This Network, and they will play our shows. And remember, rest in peace, Reggie O'Shea, the Power Father. And as I end every show that I'm on, dream those dreams, and man up and woman up and live those dreams. Since life without dreams flows in black and white, life with dreams flows in Technicolor and surround sound. It looks like we played the outro already, but I'm going to play it again. 2 fingers, 1 word. It's your man HRap. I'm out.
We are Built for This Network, for the strong, not the weak.